It's your boy Tona, aka Tona Tancredi. When I first got into this, I remember the first tape I had was probably Black Sheep, man. It was probably the first Black Sheep album. The actual cassette tape that I had enough money to buy, like to go down to the record store, cassette tape and buy. And that shit to me, like I just ingested that, man. Like I fucking lyric for lyric, like I know that shit from back to front. So I mean, ever since that and just being around the culture, even before I even started to write or even pick up a mic, I would say like that really got me hooked on hip hop, man. And I was like, yo, this is just something that every day, like it's not something that I'm trying to portray or put down or have to force. Like it's something natural that just fucking in me, man. And like natural progression came from there. So when we was about 9 years old, we was in this group called Young Naps, and then one of my mentors that helped me get started with this shit by the name of P Crucial. You know what I'm saying? He just threw us on a stage. We weren't even ready for it, so it was like he just wanted to see how we react and how we would, you know what I'm saying, how we would react to being on stage with a crowd and handle the pressure at that young age. So we handled it well, man. We had a few songs premeditated, already written. We got up there and we were just natural with it. So I would say like my first interaction in front of a crowd at like 9, 10 years old, spitting lyrics that I wasn't writing back then, but like it was more his thoughts and more his vision, but like we executed it to perfection, man. They obviously didn't really understand it. Like my mom's did because like she's more into music herself. Like she's a gospel singer, you know what I'm saying? And she's actually toured different parts of the world doing gospel because she was heavy in the church. But Pops didn't really understand it, man. And I think that caused the actual tension between us because it was more like he didn't really understand the music or more where I was going with it. So until he actually came out and saw one show, you know what I'm saying? Like even the career choice now, man, they still don't really understand like how you could sacrifice so much because literally that's what you have to do, man. You gotta sacrifice shit like your education, your job, your finances, like relationships, all that shit. You gotta just throw on a back burner if you really like want to pursue this shit. And that's something I've been doing for years. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find that balance between like living and trying to do this. Like so, I always said like the financial part of it is obviously not as prominent as I need it to be, man. So I mean, as soon as like I always told myself, man, as soon as this hip hop shit, me doing it, as soon as like me, I'm not having fun anymore doing it or creating music or writing this shit, like I'm just gonna fall back because that's the only thing I'm passionate about, man. Still having going in the studio and creating this shit. A lot of the music that I grew up on, man, I have to go revisit it because I know how to like. I'm not one of those dudes that needs to bring back the era that I grew up on, man. I found a way to like bridge the gap between the shit I grew up on and what's going on now, like you know what I'm saying, without compromising the artistry, man. And I don't do that shit, so it's like I'm not trying to fit in the mold or the cast where everybody else is in right now. So it's like I stay inspired by revisiting that shit. Just the fact you sitting down and thinking that you're somebody's like favorite artist, favorite rapper, like they tune into you for that security and music, man. And it's like you don't even wanna, you think about them every time you pick up the pen and start writing this shit, or like or you're creating. You think about like who's really riding with you or who you're trying to reach with this music shit, man. So I definitely stay in contact with like the true authentic fans that hit me up and are genuine about like the shit they hear. There was times where it was like the music was changing and I was trying to switch up my format just to try to fit the mold, but I understood like when you do shit like that, you're just kind of camouflaging into what's going on right now. You're not using that ingenuity, man, that original shit that kept you authentic in the first place. Be passionate about like if you're gonna be original and try to create like a new lane or something different, man. Like you're just trying to. It's a lot harder than trying to typecast to what's going on right now, man. You have to choose your own path and shit and find it, manifest that and become your own artist, man. That's what I've been doing for years. So it's like that's what keeps me going. I wanna leave a time capsule of original music, man. Just original shit, like to the point where it's like you could open that up and just be like, yo, you want to introduce it to whoever's around you at the time, or just the younger generation. Just introduce them to that. The legacy I want to leave definitely is just like, yo, this dude was never typecasted as like, you know what I mean, like the what was going on in that era. He always did his own shit. Like he definitely that my movement and what I'm doing